Morning guys, Johnwicksnipin back, and today I will be calling Ally Financial. I just want to take a quick moment out to thank you guys in the comments. You are helping me to readjust some of my questions, helping me understand a little bit better so I can bring you guys the information that you're looking for. I've got my landline today. The number that we will be calling is 1-855-880-2559.
Contacting Ally Invest. This is Dale. May I please have your account number or full social security in order to locate your account?
Hey Dale, I don't have an account right now. I'm actually thinking about opening one. I just have some questions.
Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay. I currently own AMC stock, and I'm thinking about transferring over to your brokerage. And
Okay.
I guess I've been hearing a lot of stuff on social media, so I'm hoping to get somebody that can kind of like do the best they can answering certain questions. I know that there are a lot of weird things out there and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, and I'm just trying to like get the best information possible. One of the reasons why I'm calling you guys is because I want to make sure, I'm trying to get into a brokerage that I feel confident that should this stock share price rise significantly,
Mm-hmm.
the brokerage can cover that amount, because some of these free apps, you know, just watching what happened last year with GameStop and stuff like that, and limiting the buying on that
Yeah.
stock, and they stopped it because maybe they couldn't cover should it have gone too high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So I know more than one brokerage firm kind of got affected with that whole situation, and not really ever happened before, so it's really hard to determine why and how and who, in those situations. But generally, we have a lot of customers that have that security and call in about it. Everyone has their own little questions about it, but no, you definitely shouldn't have any problems as far as openly trading the stock while it's on the market.
Cool. Why is there so much commotion with this? I guess they're called meme stocks.
Hmm.
Why is there so much commotion with it?
So honestly, I'm not really sure. I just really know as much as the next guy in terms of what I receive on the news or what I read about it. From my opinion and what I hear is probably just has to do with people targeting shorted stocks and things like that.
But from what they're saying is that the heavy short positions in this stock are basically, at this point, from what I'm hearing, is they're cheating the system, basically creating um, synthetic shares and stuff like that. Like, these are all words that I'm hearing on social media.
Yeah. So honestly, I can't really answer the question, I guess, in terms because I don't really know much, if anything, too in depth about it. More so than what I hear or see online as well, or on the news, I guess you could say. Um, but as far as like creating shares or taking short positions, if people have accounts with any brokerage firm, and then they agree to lend out those shares to be shorted. Anyone can short those shares as long as the shares are available if you have a margin account. Um, as far as the amount of shares, there's always obviously a certain amount that's available, and then the intraday borrow rate on it obviously changes constantly throughout the day. So it's really honestly hard to pinpoint who and why, and why it's drawing so much interest as far as meme stock chasers like you mentioned, or what you're seeing on Reddit or online on forums or anything like that. So it is generally pretty hard to kind of decipher what's going on. And like I said, I don't really have any other information beyond what I hear on the news as far as what goes on with some of the meme stocks that get pumped like last February.
Let me ask you, why don't they just let it run? Why don't they just let it go? Because obviously I think the community basically knows, whoever owns this stock, the retail
Hmm.
investor, they know that this stock would not be valued. This price would not be the value of the stock, because the financials don't really match. For instance, it's almost $20 right now. Had there not be a strong position by the retail investor, this might be I don't know, maybe $3 to $5, $6 stock. So clearly, the fact that it's all the way up to this point, there's obviously they're right, and that's why I kind of got in it, because I'm like, just based on the financials, I guess, or the based on the technical analysis of the company itself, this share price would not be what it is, and it clearly has to do with, I guess, everybody buying into it and trying to squeeze a short position out. But I just don't
Yeah.
understand why they just don't let it go at this point.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, I'm not too sure. That kind of gets into the idea of the shorts against long buyers, which is, the age-old question of the stock market. So it really is honestly hard to pinpoint it on why, as far as like why, like Robinhood did what they did last February. I don't really have any answers for you on it. Like, we're not told anything, other than what you see online or what the CEO of that company had gone on the news and explained. So unfortunately, I don't really have any more information for you other than that.
Dark pools, that exist. That's a real thing.
Yeah, correct.
Why are those orders being, you know, sent to those dark pools? Why is so much of that happening? Why is everything being done so much off the lit market?
Honestly, the only thing I really know about them is that the dark pools are obviously private exchanges for trading securities. I think upon my research, it just says dark pools created in order to facilitate block trading by institutional investors who do not wish to impact markets in their large orders and obtain adverse prices for the trades. So I don't. Again, it's one of those things. Like, I'm not even really honestly fully. Have the complete understanding of how and why dark pools work and how they function. But honestly, the main basis and reasoning for dark pools, I guess, is just it's the behind the scenes trading between institutions.
But apparently they're saying that just everything's going there. Like, all the brokerages are sending their orders there.
Hmm.
Like, why
Yeah.
why are the brokers doing that? Why are they sending, basically, I thought the dark pool was for large institutions that are buying and selling millions of shares and therefore not wanting to affect the price one way or the other. But apparently
Hmm.
most of the orders, apparently, I saw something by Gary Gensler, and he said that there's over 90% of the orders are being filtered through the dark pool. So it's not even giving um, the share price that the retail investor looks up, on a daily basis and watches a ticker. He's not able to see exactly what the real share price is.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a great explanation. Way over my pay grade, honestly, as far as how it works and trying to understand it. It's a very vast topic, I know, and there's always tons of questions about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of annoying at this point, because it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Like,
yeah, absolutely. I completely understand what you're saying.
because if you're a short hedge fund, it's like you get to do whatever the hell you want. The retail guy who comes to your brokerage and says, "Hey, listen, I'm putting my life savings in. Let me have 5,000 shares of AMC based on all this commotion that sounds like, a viable explanation as to why it will rise in price, and
Hmm.
there's still all this manipulation for some reason. And I see now the SEC has stepped in, and they're going to be, implementing regulations for transparency and stuff like that. But it's like they've already said that like weeks ago, and I'm like, okay, so why isn't anybody moving at this point on that side? Why aren't they saying, okay, listen, we've been caught, let's let this go and let's figure out our next move? But it's like they won't let this go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Those are all great questions. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't really have the answers for you.
Is there somebody else there that could give me, would be able to speak a little bit more on it?
No, particularly not. We don't really have like traders like that kind of like deal with dark market or dark pools or anything like that. Just in regards of probably the best direction I could point you in is check out Google and kind of do all the digging you can on there.
And that's the thing, because mainstream media tells you avoid AMC stock like the plague. social media says you better buy as much as you can of this thing because it's going to the moon. I mean, I know you've heard that expression.
Hmm.
So it's like you can't get any real information anywhere. You can't. Your broker won't help you. Mainstream media definitely wants you not to buy it because they may be in cahoots with some of these large trillion-dollar hedge funds, and
Hmm.
it just doesn't fit their, it doesn't suit them to promote a stock like this, a meme stock.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a hot topic, in that regard. And I don't think it's necessarily that maybe brokerage firms aren't trying to share information. Honestly, I think it's just we know as much as the next person. It's whatever you see online, whatever you're seeing on the news is generally the same sources everyone else get their information from.
Yeah. Do you guys have a lot of shares that you can loan currently on AMC?
Let me go ahead and check for you. Let's see here. And then as far as like loaning the shares out, it's not necessarily per brokerage. It's actually just what's available in the market. But let's see here.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah, let's see here.
And also, if you can just check into the margin requirement for shorting AMC.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take a look at that for you. Give me one moment here. All right, I'm going to place you on a brief hold here while I get everything loaded up. Looks like it's just taking a little bit longer than normal. Just give me a few minutes, okay?
No problem.
Thank you for holding.
No problem.
All right, looks like the hard to borrow rate's 2%, and the margin requirement is 100%.
100%. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I didn't hear the share amount that can be loaned out right now.
So I don't have a specifics on the complete amount of that are available. I just see that the fee rate to short it is 2%.
Okay. Okay. I guess the last question I'll ask you is I'll let you go. Um, how is anybody still able to buy shares? Like apparently from what I'm hearing is that it's basically all been bought up. What is anybody buying at this point?
Honestly, that's not, again, any kind of information that I'm going to have because, obviously, I'm not the market maker or AMC with their outstanding shares or anything like that. So as far as, answering that one, again, it's not something I'm going to really be able to answer.
Right. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask you this. Do you own AMC? Like, is this something that you would consider, or is this something that's just like not really a good idea? Let's just call it.
Um, uh, so certainly can't give you any recommendations. I don't own it. But as far as that, it is really honestly just a personal preference. Like every stock ticker, has its ups and downs, and has the bulls and the bears. So that again, that's just the market as far as it's concerned. And really, it really ultimately comes down to what your personal preference is and how much due diligence you have to kind of back up your decision for whichever side of that ledge you want to lean to.
Yeah, I mean, in this particular stock, due diligence at this point is out the door because it's already been done. The cat's out of the bag, but we can't get paid because it's like it's being manipulated. And I really don't get it. And it's like nobody can sell the stock at this point anymore because it's like you would rather lose all your money and be wrong about what you thought was going to happen versus selling, getting out, and then all of a sudden a week later it just like shoots up like crazy. So it's like everybody's stuck in this situation now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an unexpected experience. Like I know the stock market hasn't ever really experienced anything with meme stocks like happened last year. So as far as how it goes and why, again, that's kind of outside of my logistics of information.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. I apologize I didn't have any more information in depth, but like I said, that's as much as I know, and I don't know. I know as much as the next guy based on what I see. So.
I hear you. All right. Well, thank you very much. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. If you did prompt for that survey, just stay on the phone following the call. And if you're not an Ally customer, we do look forward to potentially working with you. And you have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So there it is, guys. Ally Financial. Got as much as I could out of that guy. Let me know in the comments what other questions you want me to ask, and who else you want me to call. Now, a lot of you guys are asking for Webull and Robinhood. Just so you know, they don't have a contact number. You can't just call them up. You need to have an account, and then you need to submit a request by email and then set up the call, and then they call you or something like that. I have an account with Webull. I can try to do that, although I think they closed me out once I transferred out my AMC to Fidelity. So I'll look into it. If anybody has any information on how I can contact them by phone, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Johnwicksnipin is out.